This is not a test.
I know Joey just said that basically, if you got a company of at least a minimum of 100 employees, mandatory vaccinations. I know some other people who had took a religious out. I read today somewhere they had took a religious out, but they get the same treatment as the people as those nurses who said they didn't want to take the vaccine.
Yep.
You get them like 2 weeks to get it, or you don't have a job.
Yep.
When does this become an infringement on civil liberties?
I mean, it's definitely that. But the boy Biden said he said he gonna protect vaccinated co-workers. He gonna protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated co-workers. So now, as expected, they made unvaccinated people enemy, and that's really all people need, man. Is for somebody to point the finger at, man. That makes a lot of people feel better.
So they don't care nothing about how this vaccine began or how I got none of that. None of that comes into play, huh?
I mean, they calling people that ask them kind of questions idiots. That's what it's come down to. Like, I'm just going to insult you and talk down on you because you too stupid to see it the way I see it.
So no longer where I was started is no longer an issue.
I don't think nothing is an issue other than the fact, other than just doing what you told. 'Cause it seems like whatever they tell people, that's what a lot of people regurgitate. Interestingly enough, though, on the ground level, when you come off of social media and get out into the world, just talk to your peoples. You know what I mean? A lot of people I'm talking to, even though it's definitely some people that's like, yeah, I got it, but it's like everybody under duress right now. Even a lot of the people that's saying they got it, they only got it because they was under some type of threat. I'm gonna lose my
Yeah,
job, et cetera, et cetera. I don't really.
yeah.
I mean, it's some people out here that's just gung ho with the shit, but a lot of people, man, are really under duress and really don't trust. What the fuck is what? I mean, what reason do we have to trust them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I totally get that. Like, I mean, I'm totally in 100% agreement with that as well. I mean, it's all been made common knowledge, I would think, at this point, that this didn't spread from a dude eating bats. Um, and we pretty much are in agreement that this basically was engineered, right?
I mean, that's the crazy part for me. Like, that's the craziest part about this whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Along with everything else that came out in the news media, you know what I'm saying? It came out that the bull Fauci funded the shit. You know what I mean? Bill Gates did interviews where he blatantly talked about decreasing the population. You know what I'm saying? He got a track record of financing vaccines in Africa and some more shit that sterilize people, that injure people. You know what I'm saying? Like, George Soros blatantly came on an interview and talked about destabilizing countries so he can come up financially. Like, these people are really out here telling us what they doing. And you know, a lot of people ain't. I don't know where a lot of their minds just ain't there. It ain't even really a theory at this point. It's like I said, they blatantly telling us what their agenda is, and then they
It's
doing it.
unfolding.
And then when you read a book like the 48 Laws of Power, that's the
Woo.
shit they talk about in there. They talk about
Yeah,
that. Like, you get to a point in your dominance where you can basically tell people what you're doing. They still can't do shit about it. They still ain't gonna do nothing.
yeah, that herd mentality, man. It's funny that we on this because just doing a little bit of reading this week. I came up on Fauci, man, about him flip flopping and misleading statements that he's made, and how we're talking about moving from a pandemic to endemic now. Cases are spiking in Israel, even though so much of that country is fully vaccinated, but the cases are still spiking. You know, I came up with the question like, Bill Gates definitely came in there. What's his involvement? You know, does his experience and ownership of patents weigh into this? Are his viewpoints being employed? You know, I guess the next wave of this is the solar geoengineering that he's been talking about, dimming the sun. Man, I was kind of like all over the place, just picking information, man, and it was just like it all definitely seems like it's all in one vein. You know what I mean? And I'm with you on that. That it's like there's been no in no uncertain terms, man. These things have been revealed by these very people that we're mentioning as their agendas, and they're carrying them out with the blind allegiance and following of the sheeple. I mean, it's like it's crazy, man. Like in my lifetime, I could never fathom that it would be this simplistic to crash an economy, uh, extract civil liberties, and have people just follow. I gave people more credit than that. And I could never fathom that it would be this easy. All you got to do is create a scare, because the average person is not going to do their due diligence, man. And you know what else kills me? How there's no talk about. We talked about this before. How there's no talk about cleaning up your lifestyle. You know what I mean? That doesn't seem to come into play or be an issue even as being a possible remedy for this.
Right.
Maybe stop putting all that stuff in the food that we eat in the beverages that we consume. Start cleaning that up, and maybe people won't be so susceptible to sickness. And then this lust to have no responsibility in society, bro. Like we're ushering right into a socialism. You know what I mean? We're running right there as a nation, man, right into a socialist existence.
I think it's much. I don't know what word to use, but I think it's way worse than socialism.
Well, yeah, yeah, to put it mildly, socialism. You know what I mean? And I mean, just in terms of government providing and then dictating. You know what I mean? What it is without a direct face of it, man. We're headed towards a dictatorship. You know,
Right.
I'm just anxious to see who the face of this dictatorship is going to, be. Which is why I kind of coined it as socialism right now. You know what I mean? But makes me think about all that talk about big government when the pandemic started. How the government can swoop in and just save the day for everybody. You know, that's a lot of shit going down right now. A lot of shit going down right now.
Yeah, like I said, man, this is the realest I've ever seen it. I mean, they putting forth everything they got right now. It look like so. That also from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? When somebody is giving it this much effort, when you putting yourself all the way out on the table, it also comes off as an act of desperation.